You wake up every day thinking nobody is watching, thinking your effort disappears into the quiet walls of your room, thinking the world only notices noise and luck. But the truth is heavier than that. The truth is calm and patient. The truth is always recording who you are when nobody is clapping you. Think power arrives with permission, but power is built in silence. It grows when nobody believes, and it sharpens when nobody cares. This is not fantasy. This is daily human reality. This is what separates those who stay small from those who rise without asking. Every movement you make at home, every late night, every tired morning, every moment you almost quit, is shaping a version of you that even you have not fully seen yet. If this message touches something inside you, take a second and show support. Press like, subscribe, and leave a comment, because this journey is not meant to be walked alone, and your presence here matters more than you think. This space is built for those who choose growth over comfort and courage over excuses. Your home cameras are not machines on the wall. They are time itself, watching how you respond to pressure. They see who you are when there is no audience. They see how you treat your goals when nobody reminds you. They see if you respect your future enough to act today, or if you trade it away for easy comfort. The real exposure is not footage. The real exposure is truth, because truth does not blink, and it does not forget. You think strength looks loud, but real power is quiet. Real power moves without announcement. It wakes up before motivation and works after motivation. Leaves it, does not wait for perfect conditions. It adapts. It does not beg for belief. It earns results while others explain excuses. The version of you that shows up consistently is the version that eventually shakes the room, not with noise, but with presence. There are moments when you feel ordinary, when nothing dramatic happens, when progress feels slow, when doubt whispers that you are wasting time. Those moments are not weakness. They are tests, because discipline is built when excitement is gone and commitment is proven when nobody is watching. That is where the real work happens, and that is why most people never reach their potential, because they quit in rooms with no applause. The cameras would show patience. The cameras would show resilience. The cameras would show a person choosing effort over ease again and again and again. They would show you standing back up after mental exhaustion. They would show you keeping promises you made to yourself. They would show you learning instead of blaming, adjusting instead of quitting, growing instead of hiding. People underestimate silent growth because it has no soundtrack. They do not see the early mornings, the focused evenings, the repetition, the planning, the sacrifices. They only see the result and call it luck. They do not understand that power was built when nobody cared, and confidence was forged through consistency, not compliments. You are not designed to stay comfortable. You are designed to expand, to learn, to test your limits, and then rewrite them. Every challenge in your life is not there to stop you. It is there to shape you. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is preparation. And those who understand this stop fearing struggle and start using it. When the world finally notices, they will say, "You change." They will say, "You are intense." They will say, "You are different." They will say, "Success made you this way." But they will never talk about the quiet days, the lonely nights, the times you stayed disciplined without praise. They will never talk about the version of you that refused to give up when quitting felt reasonable. The real you is not revealed in public. It is revealed at home, when there is no image to protect, no approval to chase, no one to impress, just you and your standards. That is where power is either built or lost. And every single day you are voting for the person you are becoming. Your routine is your signature. Your habits are your reputation, and your consistency is your strength. You do not need permission to become powerful. You need commitment to your process. You need patience with your progress and respect for your own potential. There will be days when fear feels louder than belief, days when doubt feels heavier than confidence. Those days are not signs to stop. They are signals that growth is happening, because comfort never challenges identity, and evolution always feels uncomfortable before it feels natural. The cameras would capture a person who kept moving forward, even when progress felt invisible. They would capture someone who chose long-term growth over short-term pleasure, someone who learned from failure without letting it define them, someone who understood that discipline is an act of self-respect. Power is not about dominating others. It is about mastering yourself. It is about controlling your reactions, focusing your energy, and staying aligned with your purpose when distractions try to pull you away. That level of control is rare, and that rarity is why it shakes people when they finally see it. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline stays discipline, shows up tired discipline, shows up unsure discipline, shows up anyway. And that is why discipline wins when everything else fails. If someone watched your life without sound, they would see your priorities clearly. They would see where your time goes, where your energy flows, and what you truly value. Words do not reveal. Character actions do, and repeated actions create destiny. The strongest people are not those who never struggle. They are those who refuse to let struggle define them. They feel fear, but they move. They feel tired, but they act. They feel doubt, but they continue. And that decision repeated over time builds unstoppable momentum. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Progress is not made through massive leaps, but through small, daily choices that compound quietly until one day the world calls it overnight success. Remember this: if you ever feel unseen, you are still becoming. If you ever feel behind, you are still learning. If you ever feel weak, you are still building strength. Growth does not announce itself. It reveals itself later. Take a moment here. If this message reflects your journey, and let your voice be heard, like, subscribe, and comment, because your support fuels this space and reminds others that they are not alone in their discipline, their struggle, and their rise. We build strength together by showing up together. Your power does not come from attention. It comes from alignment. Alignment between what you say and what you do, between who you are and who you are becoming. When those lines match, nothing can shake you. The real exposure is not about being seen. It is about being ready when you are seen. And that readiness is built long before recognition arrives. The world reacts to power. It did not witness being created. Stay focused. Stay patient. Stay disciplined. Because the version of you that keeps going when nobody is watching is the version that changes everything. When everyone finally looks, they will wonder how you became so calm under pressure, how your presence feels heavier, how your silence speaks louder than explanations. They will not know that calm was trained through chaos, that control was learned through mistakes, that confidence was built by surviving moments you never posted about. Every private decision is shaping a public future. Every time you choose focus over distraction, effort over comfort, growth over excuses, you are strengthening a version of yourself that does not need validation. This is the kind of strength that cannot be borrowed, copied, or taken away, because it is earned slowly, honestly, and relentlessly. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are in the middle of becoming, and becoming is uncomfortable because it requires shedding old habits, old thinking, and old limits. It requires honesty with yourself and courage to change without guarantees. The room you are in right now, whether it feels small or quiet, is not holding you back. It is preparing you. This is where clarity is built. This is where discipline is trained. This is where resilience is sharpened. And one day you will look back and realize this space was not a cage. It was a workshop. People chase confidence, but confidence is a byproduct. It comes after proof. Proof that you can rely on yourself. Proof that you finish what you start. Proof that you keep moving, even when nobody is watching. That is why self-trust is the foundation of real power. There will be moments when you feel tempted to slow down, to settle. To blend in those moments are crossroads. And every time you choose growth, you strengthen your identity. You teach your mind that you are someone who does not quit, someone who adapts, someone who rises. The cameras would not just see work, they would see transformation. They would see habits replacing excuses, focus replacing distraction, discipline replacing doubt. They would see a person evolving quietly while the world remains unaware. And that unawareness is your advantage. You do not need to announce your goals. Let your actions speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your results speak. Because when results arrive, explanations become unnecessary and noise becomes irrelevant. Your power does not come from approval. It comes from direction, knowing where you are going, even when the path feels unclear, trusting the process, even when progress feels slow, and staying committed, even when motivation fades. Every day is a vote for your future self. Every choice matters, even the small ones, especially the small ones, because small choices repeated become character, and character determines destiny. Do not underestimate how strong you are becoming, simply by not giving up, simply by trying again, simply by choosing growth over comfort. That strength compounds quietly until one day it becomes undeniable. When they finally notice, when they finally react, when they finally feel shaken, it will not be because you changed overnight. It will be because you stayed consistent. When quitting was easier, you stayed focused when distraction was tempting, and you stayed disciplined when nobody was watching. That is the real exposure. Not cameras, not attention, not words, but the undeniable presence of someone who built themselves honestly, patiently, and relentlessly. And that kind of power does not ask for permission. It simply arrives and changes the room. You are building something deeper than results. You are building identity, and identity lasts longer than motivation ever will when everything external fades. Who you have trained yourself to be will remain. That is why the work you do alone matters more than anything seen publicly, because solitude reveals truth, and truth builds strength. There will be days when your mind feels heavy, when progress feels invisible, and when effort feels unrewarded. Those days are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are stretching beyond your old limits. Comfort never demands growth, but growth always demands patience, and patience is power. In its quietest form, what you repeat daily becomes what you believe about yourself. When you show up consistently, you send a message to your mind that you can be trusted, and self-trust is unbreakable. It does not depend on praise or approval. It is built through action and reinforced through discipline. The real you is forged in routine and repetition, in the moments that feel ordinary but are shaping extraordinary strength. No one applauds consistency until it creates results, but by then the foundation is already unshakable. You are not competing with anyone else. You are outgrowing who you were yesterday. Comparison weakens focus, and focus is where power lives. When your energy is directed inward toward improvement, nothing outside can distract you for long. There is a version of you that already exists in the future, disciplined, confident, grounded, and powerful. That version is waiting for you to match their habits, their mindset, and their commitment. Every focused action brings you closer. Every excuse delays the meeting. The silence around your effort is not absence, it is protection. It allows you to build without pressure, to grow without noise, and to evolve without interference. When the world finally hears you, it will be because your presence is impossible to ignore. You will face moments when quitting feels logical, when rest turns into avoidance, and when doubt disguises itself as reason. Those moments are where character is decided not in comfort, not in success, but in resistance. Every time you choose to continue, you strengthen your inner authority. You teach yourself that feelings do not control direction, and that discipline leads the way. This is how leaders are formed internally long before they are recognized externally. The power that shakes people is not loud. It is steady, it is controlled, it is grounded in clarity and built through consistency. When someone stands with certainty without needing validation, it unsettles those who rely on noise for confidence. Remember this, you are not unseen. You are under construction. You are not ignored. You are being prepared. And when the moment arrives, when the room finally feels your presence, it will be because you earned it through patience, effort, and unwavering commitment to becoming more than you were yesterday. The strength you are developing is not accidental. It is intentional, even when it feels slow, even when it feels repetitive, even when it feels lonely. Each step is adding weight to your presence and depth to your character. Nothing is wasted when effort is honest and focused. You are learning how to stand firm without hardening, how to stay kind without becoming weak, how to remain focused without becoming closed. This balance is rare, and it is what makes real power feel different. It does not seek control. It radiates certainty. Every quiet night, you choose to prepare instead of escape. Every morning, you choose discipline instead of delay. You are shaping a mindset that does not collapse under pressure. This is how resilience becomes natural, not forced, not temporary, but built into who you are. The world often celebrates outcomes, but ignores foundations. Yet foundations decide everything. When pressure arrives, when challenges stack, when expectations rise, those without roots shake, and those with discipline remain steady. You are not driven by noise, you are driven by purpose. And purpose does not need constant excitement. It needs clarity and commitment. Clarity gives direction. Commitment gives endurance. Together, they create momentum that does not rely on mood or motivation. There will be moments when others misunderstand your silence, when they question your intensity, when they feel uncomfortable around your focus. Do not shrink to make them comfortable. Growth often creates distance before it creates impact, and that distance is part of the process. You are learning how to control your reactions, how to respond instead of react, how to stay grounded. When emotions rise, this emotional control is one of the strongest forms of power because it allows you to think clearly when others panic. Every habit you reinforce is shaping your future environment. Discipline today becomes freedom tomorrow, and what feels demanding now becomes effortless later. This is how effort transforms into identity. You are not chasing validation, you are building value, and value attracts attention. Naturally, without asking when your standards rise, your results follow, and when your results follow, recognition becomes inevitable. Remember that power is not proven by how loud you speak, but by how consistently you act. When words and actions align, trust is built within, and within is where confidence lives. One day, you will notice that challenges no longer shake you the way they used to. That pressure feels familiar instead of frightening. That uncertainty feels like opportunity instead of threat. This is not coincidence. This is growth revealing itself. The cameras, if they existed, would not just see effort, they would see evolution. A person becoming sharper, calmer, more intentional with each passing day. They would see someone who refused to be shaped by fear and chose to be shaped by discipline. This is the kind of transformation that cannot be rushed and cannot be faked. It is earned through patience, consistency, and self-respect. And when it finally shows, it does not ask for attention. It commands it quietly, powerfully, and without apology. What you are becoming is deeper than achievement. It is stability. It is clarity. It is the ability to remain centered when everything around you feels uncertain. This kind of inner structure is built slowly through repeated choices to stay committed, even when emotions fluctuate. You are training your mind to stay present instead of reactive, to focus instead of scatter, to respond with intention instead of impulse. This mental strength becomes visible in your posture, your decisions, your silence, and people feel it before they understand it. There will be times when progress feels invisible, when effort seems to disappear into routine, but nothing disappears. Every disciplined action leaves a mark. Every focused hour adds weight to your foundation, and one day that foundation holds you steady when others collapse under pressure. You are learning how to trust yourself, and that trust changes everything. When you know you will show up, you stop negotiating with doubt, you stop seeking reassurance, and you move with certainty that does not require approval. The calm you are building is not passive, it is controlled. It is earned through repetition and awareness. It is the calm of someone who knows. They can handle what comes next because they have handled what came before. You will notice that distractions lose their grip, that noise fades into background, and that your attention becomes sharper. This focus is not forced. It is trained, and once trained, it becomes one of your greatest advantages. People often mistake consistency for obsession because they are not used to seeing someone honor their goals daily, without drama, without announcement, without excuse. Your dedication reflects what is possible, and that reflection can be uncomfortable for those who avoid commitment. You are not becoming distant, you are becoming selective. Selective with time, selective with energy, selective with influence. This selectiveness protects your growth and allows your potential to expand without interference. Every setback you face teaches adjustment, not surrender. Every challenge invites growth, not retreat. And each response strengthens your ability to adapt without losing direction. The power others feel is not dominance, it is presence. It is the confidence of someone who is aligned with their values and disciplined in their actions. That alignment creates a steadiness that does not waver under opinion or pressure. One day you will realize that the work you did in quiet moments shaped your loudest impact, that the discipline you practiced alone built a strength that carries you anywhere, and that the version of you who refused to quit created a future that speaks for itself. This is the journey of becoming solid within, unshakable in purpose and grounded in action. And when people finally see it, they will feel it immediately, because real power does not need explanation. It is recognized instinctively and respected naturally. In the end, what matters most is not who noticed you first or who believed early. It is that you never abandon yourself when belief was thin, and progress felt slow. You stayed, you worked, you learned, you adjusted, and that loyalty to your own growth is the strongest bond you will ever build.